Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Beatles Forever. A year ago, someone online had an idea about a Halloween album, and the kicker was that if it was done by the Beatles. I thought that was a fun idea, and so we're headed to the fall season, and it gives you an excuse to look at the vast songs of the Beatles and what they released during their time together. It's also a good idea if you're planning a Halloween party and want songs to play in the background. And it's also good that you can play this playlist in your car or around the house. So I bet you Beatle fans out there have some great song ideas, and I'd like to see what you came up with. So if in the comments section, if you could put down what you think is a good Halloween song done by the Beatles, I'd like to hear about it. So these are the songs that I picked out. And most of the songs are in the area of when they begin to experiment in the studio. First up is She Said, She Said. This song appeared on the Revolver album. Brian Epstein had rented the Beatles a house in Benedict Canyon in Beverly Hills, California, and the fans soon found out about their hideout. They were taking a 6-day break from touring at the time, and John was inspired when he, George, and some others started to take acid at the party. And John and George had been into taking LSD, and they were trying to convince Paul and Ringo to take it too, because George said they felt like they were on a different level from Paul and Ringo, and they needed to be where meaning Paul and Ringo, needed to be where John and George were. But Paul refused to take it at that time, and then Ringo took it at that party. According to Wikipedia, as the group passed time in the large sunken tub in the bathroom, Fonda brought up his nearly fatal self-inflicted childhood gunshot accident, writing later that he was trying to comfort Harrison, who was overcome by a fear that he might be dying. Fonda said that he knew what it was like to be dead, since he had technically died on the operating table. So John Lennon's recollection was annoyance. John said that the sun was shining, there were girls dancing around, and Peter Fonda, who at this time hadn't done the movie Easy Rider, was hanging around saying, "I know what it's like to be dead." And George Harrison thought he was uncool because he kept trying to show everybody his bullet wound scar. And then John said it was scary to hear, "I know what it's like to be dead," when you're flying high. So the lyrics as well as the tune have that Halloween vibe, especially the lyrics. She said, "I know what it's like to be dead. I know what it's like to be sad. And it's making me feel like I've never been born." Blue Jay Way. This song was written by George Harrison on the album Magical Mystery Tour. The song was written in 1967, and according to Wikipedia, George and Patty were in a house on a street named Blue Jay Way. It's one of those bird streets high in the Hollywood Hills West area overlooking Sunset Strip. So Harrison had rented a house for a stay, and jet-lagged after the flight from London, he began writing the composition on a Hammond organ as he and Boyd waited for Taylor and his wife Joan to join them. The house location on a hillside of narrow, winding roads, together with the foggy conditions that night, created the backdrop of the song's opening lines. "There's a fog upon L.A., and my friends have lost their way." Harrison had almost completed the song by the time the Taylors arrived, around 2 hours later than they planned to. So the lyrics are repetitive. "Please don't be long. Please don't be very long. Please don't be long." So George was making the song to sound a bit Indian, and he was also inspired by his friends getting lost and being late getting to the house. Nowadays, it's easier to find someone on a cell phone app, but in those days, it was harder. So George in the song said, "Ask a policeman on the street, there are so many there to meet." So what a great sounding Halloween song it is. There's an organ leading the song into a dream state, and it feels like you're going through a fog. It is a great song. Next, Flying. This song is also from the Magical Mystery Tour album. It's a rare instrumental from the Beatles, and they're all credited for this song. So the song has a groove, and what gives it the Halloween sound is the mellotron and the background vocals and other weird sound effects. Now we have Helter Skelter. This is from the Beatles' White Album. This song was written by Paul McCartney, and he was inspired to create a loud and dirty rock song. He read an interview that Pete Townsend had said in their September 1967 single, "I Could See for Miles," as the loudest, rawest, dirtiest song The Who had ever recorded. McCartney said he then wrote Helter Skelter to have the most raucous vocal, the loudest drums. So in British English, a Helter Skelter is a fairground attraction consisting of a tall spiral slide winding around a tower. but the phrase can also mean chaos and disorder. McCartney said he was using the symbol of Helter Skelter as a ride from the top to the bottom, the rise and fall of the Roman Empire, and this was the fall, the demise. An unfortunate thing is that the song also became attached to Charles Manson. Charles interpreted the song as a message predicting interracial war in the U.S. And the one part of the song lyrically that would fit the Halloween theme is "Look out, helter skelter, helter skelter, helter skelter, ooh, look out, 'cause here she comes." The song is rough and scary sounding, perfect for the Halloween rotation. Next we have I Am The Walrus, and this came from the Magical Mystery Tour album, so it's providing plenty of Halloween-sounding gems. The song and the video make you think of Halloween costumes with the walrus and the Eggman and pigs, etc. So it has that psychedelic sound. John wanted to write a song to confuse people who were trying to figure out the meaning of his and the Beatles songs. A young fan had told John that there was a class on the Beatles where they were deciphering the meaning of their songs. Also, according to Wikipedia, John was partly inspired by 2 LSD trips and Lewis Carroll's 1871 poem, The Walrus and the Carpenter. Producer George Martin arranged and added orchestral accompaniment that included violins, cellos, horns, and clarinet. The Mike Sam Singers, a 16-voice chorus of professional studio vocalists, also joined the recording, variously singing nonsense lines and shrill whooping noises. So some of the lyrics of the song: expert, techspert, choking smokers, don't you think the Joker laughs at you? Ho ho ho, hee hee hee, ha ha ha. They see how they smile like pigs in a sty, see how they snide. I'm crying. The sounds and the effects all fit to make a great Halloween song. Okay, the next song is I'm Looking Through You. This song was written by Paul, and it was on the album Rubber Soul. And this song inspired Paul because Jane Asher was refusing to give up her stage career and focus on his needs. So the song itself doesn't sound spooky, but the lyrics remind me of a ghost in the title of the song. And then one of the lyrics state that I'm looking through you. Where did you go? I thought I knew you. What did I know? You don't look different, but you've changed. I'm looking through you. You're not the same. I thought that sounded pretty good for the Beatles Halloween record. Now we have Revolution number 9. So this is a song from the White Album, and it was written by John with a little help from Yoko and George Harrison. So it's supposed to be an avant-garde inspired song. The song is so disjointed in lyrics and words, and the words are bouncing on the speakers left to right, and you feel like you just entered into a horror movie in a haunted place trying to find your way out. So Run for Your Life is the next song. This song came from the 1965 album Rubber Soul. It was written by John Lennon, and he was trying to create an Elvis Presley-style song. John Lennon wasn't too fond of the song, saying in a 1973 interview it was the least favorite Beatles song of his. What makes this seem like it would be a neat fit for a Halloween album are the lyrics. And they are, well, you know, I'm a wicked guy, and I was born with a jealous mind, and I can't spend my whole life trying just to make you toe the line. You better run for your life if you can, little girl. Hide your head in the sand, little girl. Catch you with another man, that's the end, little girl. So that's scary enough to picture somebody running for their life. So the next song, you may not consider Halloween. That's maybe stretching it a bit, but I picked Three Cool Cats. There's something about the title, Three Cool Cats, that make me picture 3 black cats strolling down the street, especially with the lyrics. 3 cool cats. 3 cool cats are walking around the corner in a beat-up car, splitting up a nip of candy bar, talking on about how sharp they are. 3 cool cats. Now we have Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. And this song is from the album Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band from 1967. It's a psychedelic song. If you can believe it, John said he was inspired by a drawing that his son did at school. And he also said he was inspired by Alice in Wonderland. So this song has a dreamy sound, and there's the organ, which can make it feel like a Halloween mood too. So the lyrics that can take the song to the Halloween realm are: picture yourself on a train in a station with plasticine porters with looking glass ties. Suddenly someone is there at the turnstile, the girl with kaleidoscope eyes. So that's quite a visual. And the last song on the list is Tomorrow Never Knows. This song came from the 1965 album Revolver, and John wrote it. When writing the song, Lennon drew inspiration from his experiences with hallucinogenic drug LSD and from the 1964 book The Psychedelic Experience, a manual based on the Tibetan Book of the Dead by Timothy Leary, Richard Albert, and Ralph Melsner. So it has that psychedelic sound, and the lyrics are strange, but the ones closest to the Halloween theme are that ignorance and hate may mourn the dead. It is believing, but listen to the color of your dream. It's not living, it's not living. So there's so much going on in the song. Bird sounds, Indian sounds, so many sound effects. It feels like a Halloween song for sure. So there it is, the Beatles Halloween album with the perfect songs to fit the occasion. It was fun creating this video, trying to narrow the songs down into the Halloween theme. And I hope everybody enjoyed the video. And if you did, if you could give it a thumbs up, it would be appreciated. So I hope everybody's been having a good day. And tune in again soon for another episode of The Beatles Forever. Thank you. Bye.